The thick Miami heat clung to Georgina Meal and her nephew as they rode deeper into the quiet woods. Their horses stepped carefully along the narrowing path, the last traces of civilization fading behind them. The air grew still, the dense canopy above trapping the weight of the summer afternoon. Then, just beyond the bend of a gnarled tree, Georgina saw it. A rusted cage, half buried in fallen leaves. Inside, curled into a trembling ball, was a dog. His fur was ghostly white, his ribs etched sharply beneath his skin, and his clear blue eyes hollow. "Water!" Georgina shouted, her voice thick with urgency. She slid off her horse, nearly stumbling as she rushed forward. Her nephew fumbled with the bottle, passing it to her just as she knelt before the cage. The dog sniffed the air weakly before greedily lapping at the water. His tail barely moved. A weak, desperate flicker of hope, Georgina's hands shook as she pried open the cage. The dog tried to rise, but his legs gave out beneath him, his battered paws too raw to hold his weight. A painful whimper escaped him as he struggled for freedom, only to collapse again. Her nephew hesitated. "Aunt Georgina, he might not..." But she was already lifting the frail dog into her arms. His body was unnaturally light, his heartbeat fragile against her chest. "He will," she said, her voice firm. "He just needs someone to believe it." She placed him carefully on her horse, ignoring the protests, the doubts. He wasn't staying here. Not another second. At home, she bathed him, whispered reassurances as she cleaned his wounds. She named him Lucky, though his past had been anything but. Yet, as days turned to weeks, something miraculous happened. Lucky stood. Then he walked. Then one morning, as Georgina opened the door, he ran, his white tail wagging high, his blue eyes no longer empty. She smiled, watching him chase the wind. The cage was his past, but freedom? Freedom was his forever. If you like the video, put like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find a lot of interesting things.